Hello and welcome to day number 9 of the Mary's Mini. I've lost my microphone again. This is aggravating. So before we get into day 9, I'm going to show you day 8's vlog. Because I recorded it and did all the food stuff and this, that and the other. So I might as well just let me, from the past, talk about it as opposed to re-going over it all again, but with a much worse sound quality. So here I am. Hello and welcome. It's day number 8 of my 4th Mary's Mini. And, well, let's start it out the same way we always start it out. Things are going good. For the most part anyway. I have seriously been tempted to, just sort of end the Mini early today. Rice is... It's getting harder to eat a meal based on rice. I've managed it, even before, sort of videoing this, I've actually just finished off some rice pudding, the leftovers from last night. I heated it through, added a grate or two of salt into it just to, sort of add a little bit more flavour to it. Considering I've been pretty much salt-free all the way through the rest of it, I figure that's not bad. Little bits of condiments and stuff are allowed. They've got little bits of salt in. So, it might not be perfect, but, it's what I'm working with. And, I'm not enjoying it anymore. I'm actually looking forward to eating potatoes again. Cat. Okay, Dexter, fair enough. You nearly knocked my lights over. Things are going okay, but yeah, I'm ready for the end now. Day 9, day 10, I think are gonna be the struggle, which is fine. Usually around about day 9 and 10, it's pretty hard to stick with the potatoes, but yeah, I don't know. I think I've changed my mind on the rice. I think it's gonna. You gonna jump? Whee! Yeah, I think I'm probably not gonna do another rice one, not for a while. Or if I do a rice one, it's probably gonna be a 5-day rather than a 10-day. I'm just nah. What? What's the matter? What? What's the problem? Just to give you an idea of what's going on, I'm gonna. There we go. Look, we've got a little friend. So, hi. How's it going? So, now I'm standing on my tiptoes because cat tax for the internet. Things are going okay. Aside from that, today has been fairly all right. I've had a couple of incidents with Rowan involving discipline. Oh, now the cat's gone, so I can pull this down again, and I can actually oh, get off me light! Oi! So what's basically happened over the course of the day is Rowan has managed to get hold of, while I've been busy with other things, a brand new bottle of floor cleaner. It's just like a polish more than anything else, but he's learned to open the lid. So I came out of the kitchen, and the entire corridor was covered in about half the bottle of this wooden floor polish. And then when I went into the living room after I mopped that all up, thinking, oh no, there he is sitting next to a giant puddle of more of it, the last remaining half of the bottle, splashing in it. I've checked him, there's nothing in his mouth, he's not smeared it on his face or anything, I've cleaned him off and what have you, but yeah, that wasn't great. And then while I was cleaning all of that up and, said, no, we don't do that again, he'd come into the kitchen and opened the fridge and then just left it open and ran off, which thankfully our fridge has like an alarm built into it. So if it warms up a little bit too much, it sounds this really piercing, like monotone alarm. So I came and closed it. Rowan, we don't do that, leave it alone. And they ran off and, you know, sort of opened it again. So closed it, did it again, closed it, did it again, closed it, did it again. Like all day, all day. It's just been like, like I don't know where he's got it from. Like this little like streak of the last day just being a little butt. But never mind. Like, he's a toddler. These things happen. And, you know, he's all fine. Like, yeah, it's all right. So, you know. What do I need to do? I need to go tomorrow and post our Keeta voucher so that he can actually get into the Keeta. I've been meaning to do that, but I've not gotten around to it yet. Other than that, there's nothing really going on. Like, everything's fine, everything's good. I've started planning a rough sort of film schedule, I guess you could call it, for the Essen trip, because what I'm going to do is actually record the entire Essen trip, the 3 days, like, you know, going down there, going around the halls one day, going around the other halls the next day, and then coming back. I'm going to record all of that and sort of put it online on YouTube. Like here, obviously. Like food-wise, it's probably not going to relate an awful lot to people who are following like McDougall lifestyle and things like that, but you know, it might do. I don't know. It depends on what I can find around there. But if you're interested in like seeing the biggest board game convention in the world and my take on it, like, yeah, give it a watch, I suppose. Like, subscribe and all of that good stuff with the social media and what have you. But, you know, end of the day, up to you. What else? Nothing really. I did a huge amount of brown rice today, the wild rice, I should say. So I've got more than enough for my meals tomorrow, and I'm fairly hopeful my meals for Wednesday as well. You know, just no more cooking of rice, just have it done. It's just microwaving a couple of times and then that's it, it's finished with. I don't know, we'll see. Like, if I have to cook another batch or two, I'm okay with that. Like, I'll manage it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Thursday. Like, you see these? Sigurta bought stroopwafels. I'm really looking forward to Thursday because of those. Hopefully there'll be one left that I can eat, because I love a stroopwafel. Like, I might have that and a cup of tea. I don't know. Suppose we'll see. Suppose we'll see how things go. I think I want to do like beans on toast again. Like, beans on toast is, I think that's gonna become like a thing, like just like a thing to finish off a mini with, like, you know, the sort of morning after everything's done with, like beans on toast. That sounds like a little tradition I can get behind. Because I think one of the things that I miss most is bread, and then the thing that I miss next is beans. So yeah, you know, get those out of the way. That might help a little bit, and it is sort of McDougall friendly, I guess. Right, let's cover what I ate today. Let's do the normal things. So here's my lunch and my dinner and a really bad photograph of the rice pudding that I just ate just before starting the recording. There we go, all done. Okay, so what I've been doing today is actually going through the first images for the time lapse and everything. Now, a problem that I've got is quite a weird one. It might not mean much to a lot of people, but basically I record a video and then I use edit software to put everything into it, you know, like my little overlays and change sound levels and do the cuts and everything like that. And I use Lightworks. Now, Lightworks is just like a free program. You can buy it and it opens up like a whole bunch of additional features, but I just use the free one because, you know, I can't afford Premiere. Adobe Premiere and After Effects are what I'm used to. That's what I learned when I was at university many years ago doing film and TV production. And I love those edit suites, but you know, you have to pay like a fairly large amount of money, and for like a hobby sort of thing that I'm not monetized on YouTube or anything, like that sort of expense year on year is like, you know, am I going to keep this going after a year? I don't know. Like, should I have bought it at the beginning now that I know that I stuck with this for like nearly 6 months? Probably. I don't know. But anyway, the long and short of it is there's a feature in After Effects that isn't in Lightworks. And what that does is you import a video or a string of images and photographs, and you sort of draw a circle or a shape around an image that you want to be centered in the footage and not move. And then it takes every single frame, works out where that piece is, and then moves everything and shrinks it and grows it and all of that to match it up as closely as it can. Now, this is usually used for like Steadicam footage to really like lock something in place. You know, like say you're running alongside someone who's running on a track. It can be used to steady everything on their head so that you can see their face. You know, those like the camera right in front of your face that they have in horror movies, like they use that on that as well, because there's always like a little bit of camera shake. Because, you know, someone's running or moving around or whatever, and it's just mounted on a pole sticking out of their head. But I don't have that. And Lightworks doesn't have that. So what I could do if I had it is literally just go, boomf, there's my images, draw the circle, press enter, and it would figure out and stabilize all the shots and make them look perfect. So focusing on my face, it would just stick to my face, and the background would probably move a little bit because, you know, it's not like an exact picture every single day, but that would stay the same. So you could see all of the changes as they happen. Likewise, from the front, I could like center it on my navel or the bottom of my chin or something, and then it would stabilize everything to that. Move everything around, and I would be in the same scale and the same, like, you know, all the way through. The side, again, you can just sort of like see, and I would stay in position and like my body would get smaller. Because Lightworks doesn't have that, I started doing it manually. Which basically means going into every single individual frame and photograph and changing the scale and like moving it around like on the X-axis and the Y-axis and just trying to match it up as closely to the point as I can. And that's very time consuming. I've done precisely 36 frames today. 30 of the face and 6 of the front. Yeah, I know, it's okay. I'll be with you in a minute, okay? Good, kitty scratches, yay. I know that there's a much bigger difference that I can see in the side images because, you know, my stomach's getting smaller and things on the chest are sort of moving in and, you know, shrinking a lot. So I'm saving that one to last because I figure that one will be the one that's more fun and probably a little bit more challenging because I'm going to have to match it to like where my feet are and where the top of my head is, rather than just, there you go, I'm stood in about the right place. Now, because those don't have that feature and it's taking so long, I looked into another free edit software called DaVinci. DaVinci Revolution, I think it is. And I put everything in that, and I can't figure out, even though I've seen the tutorial on like how to apply it, I can't figure out where the function is to do it. And it really eats into the laptop's processing power, and takes a while for every single click to register. So I'm like, do I risk this that may crash the computer and just like make it shut down and stuff, or do I muck around constantly for the next, like, I don't know, 2 weeks to get through everything? Because if I can do about 30 to 40 frames per day, it'll take me 3 days to just finish the face. And then I've got another like 4 days each for the front and the side. And then I've got all the pictures that I've got to take for the next month or so on top of that, which is another 40 each. So that's like another day in total each. And that's just like, that sounds like a lot of work, you know? That sounds like I could do a Mary's Mini just while editing. And you know, like I've got to like run off and look after Rowan and sort him out, and like look after the cat and feed him and clean the litter tray and all of the myriad jobs that I've got going on at the same time. So I don't know. I might give DaVinci another look through. I might see if I can find a better tutorial and see whether or not there's a way of doing it. Because if I can do it in just one big go, I'll be happy, because all I have to do is get it stabilized and then export it. I don't have to worry about anything else in that case. Just have to get it exported, and then once it's a single video, then I can put it into Lightworks, and Lightworks works perfectly. It's nowhere near as like hard on the computer as DaVinci is. So I don't know. Oh, right, I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to get on, and there's probably like a chunk that I'm going to cut out of this, but you know. Oh, check this out. I'm wearing my I eat a lot of potatoes t-shirt. Let's try and get it. Yeah, there we go. Hashtag I eat a lot of potatoes. This apparently is the first t-shirt of its type. So I got a little like a little comment on my Instagram today from Apricots and Almonds, and they said that, you know, like they're really glad that it's arrived and it's fitted and this, that and the other. Within the next couple of days, they're opening their web store that's going to have stuff like this, which I'm really looking forward to, because this is adorable. This is great. So if I can, you know, sort of find another one, maybe, or some other sort of merchy item, because I think this is cool, then I'm gonna go for it. But yeah, so apparently their t-shirt only just arrived this morning, or yesterday morning I should say. Mine arrived like a couple of weeks ago now, or a week ago I think. So yeah, I got the first one, supposedly. That's really cool. Yay! Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna edit this, and then I'm gonna watch Road Quest, which is like a Top Gear sort of style thing, Top Gear / Grand Tour, done by a bunch of Canadian comedians, the same people who run the Desert Bus for Hope every single year, which we are coming up on as well. Like, I'm looking forward to this. These next 2 months are gonna be amazing. Oh yeah, and then after Christmas, Saguta's thinking about like all of us going to Disneyland Paris, apparently. I don't know whether or not that's going to go ahead, but it might do, because apparently it's quite cheap just after Christmas, because no one goes over Christmas holidays. So I don't know. Right, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you have a good one. Stick with it. Like, come on, all of us, remain strong. Yay! And I'll see you next time. Okay? Cool. And there we go. Thank you to me from yesterday for recording it. Today's been okay. I am sick of rice. Like, I can still eat it. I'm not like being sickened by it or anything. It's just like, really feeling bored with rice now. Like, I'm very much glad that tomorrow is the last day, and then that's it. I don't have to have rice again for another couple of days. I'm not completely at the point of saying like, no, I'm never going to have rice again. Like, it's fine. I'll have rice again. I'll have rice dishes again. It's just really boring. I'm kind of looking forward to having potatoes again. I've got a shopping list for tomorrow as well. Saguta's asked me to get a couple of little bits, some gingerbread and that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna buy that. But she's also asked for some gingerbread, and she asked for some Diet Pepsi if I can find it. Because Pepsi's kind of hard to find in Germany, like especially Diet Pepsi. It might just be me not going to the shops that have it. Probably. But I've put down that on the shopping list I want to get a can of baked beans and a nice thick cut rye bread, and I'm gonna have beans on toast on Thursday morning. Thursday board games is gonna happen, but we're gonna go over to Jason's place rather than neighborhood center Rudy, or Nachbarschaftszentrum Woody, which is where we usually go. So that's going to mean like a half-hour trip or so on the trams, but I don't mind that. That's not the end of the world by any stretch. And it means that we can have a much nicer game night where we're not, surrounded by people screaming or playing music, all things that we've not really had to put up with too much of, but every now and again someone decides that they're going to be annoying and push the boundaries of what's acceptable in a giant gaming hall and just generally encroach upon everyone else. So yeah, it's just going to be like the four of us. We're going to go to Jason's, we're going to play some games. Should be good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be nice. I have no idea what I'm going to eat on the night time. I think the plan is that we're going to order some stuff in. I'm probably going to stick to vegetarian at the worst. But I don't want to say never, just in case. Hey dear. Well, anyway, so we've had a nice little day, I suppose. Me and Rowan, we've had some time at the play park and all of that. We've started thinking about like Christmas presents to buy him and each other, me and Saguta, or at least I've started thinking about it. She can't be bothered thinking about it just yet. Never mind. Anything else? No, not really. Like, yeah, everything's fairly steady away. I'm definitely ready for this to be over. I think I'll probably not record a vlog and post a vlog tomorrow night. What I'll do is I'll record it and post it Thursday morning. My Thursday morning. So, probably getting on towards midnight leading into Thursday for anyone in America. And that'll have my final weigh-in for the Mary's Mini. This one, I have lost, but I don't think it's gonna be spectacular. Nowhere near as good as the other ones. So I think I'm gonna stick with potatoes from now on, because I saw a lot more progress on those. But then again, it might just be a whole bunch of other things. I don't know. We'll see when it comes to the actual final weigh-in and compare the numbers and stuff, Hey, well, right. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you day after tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.